What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Hey, by the way, I had a couple emails from people who found the Quartercast channel, which is all of my videos combined into one from the previous day. And they're like, hey, they're stealing. No, that's my channel. I'll actually leave it linked in the description or the pinned comment. Quartercast is all of yesterday's videos uploaded in the morning, day of. This may shock you, but it's also up on Spotify, Android, and every podcast network available. You can access them all from thequartering.com. So if you prefer to watch all of yesterday's videos in one format where, chop out the ads, chop off the transitions. So it's not an imposter channel. It is me. Now, when I talked about Elon Musk taking Twitter over, I also talked about the number of people that would be coming for him, so to speak, pushing to try and sink him at all costs. And this is because, quite frankly, Twitter is a very, 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 very important communication tool. It's also a very, 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 very important propaganda tool. When you have members of this platform who like one political side over another, and you have hand curation options where certain things trend, certain things don't. You have judgment call decisions on who gets banned, who doesn't get banned, and they all seem to go against one side of the aisle. Twitter was seen very obviously, any moron can see this, as a very valuable tool for the mainstream media and the ruling class, the Democrat Party, which is one and the same. We've had now, since Elon took over about 2 weeks ago, a whole slew of various attacks on him. And this particular journalist is getting absolutely dragged for it because it's pretty interesting. First, it starts with a Politico journalist. So a journalist taunted for warning Elon Musk against offending Democrats, spoken like a true servant. I mean, this is where it starts. So Politico White House editor and MSNBC contributor Sam Stein was slammed on Twitter after he appeared to warn Elon Musk against criticizing powerful Democratic politicians. This leads off where Senator Ed Markey essentially colluded with the Washington Post to make some fake news about how it was so easy to impersonate him, even though he knew about the impersonation. He signed off on it. It was just done to smear Elon Musk. So Musk, of course, responded to that. Perhaps it's because your real account sounds like a parody. Musk responded to one user who had suggested he was taking a major risk by poking fun at a Democrat who may crack down on Twitter, causing Musk to reply, "Are you suggesting the senator will abuse his political power to attack me?" Musk knows exactly what he's doing, okay? And he's 100% right, though. Yeah, I would not be shocked, surprised, or in any way, shape, or form if Democrats now suddenly care about what Twitter's doing. In my opinion, they've turned a blind eye for a very, 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 very long time in terms of, the things that they care about with Twitter, with Facebook, with YouTube, as long as, in my opinion, they served one side. As long as the Democrats were seen to be benefiting from their services, they let them be. Okay. Now they know they won't be able to in the very near future. Now, Sam Stein then said Stein was another source that floated a warning, tweeting, "Always risky to attack members of Congress." Attack. All he did was meme on him, by the way. Especially risky with Dems assured of Senate power. Curious play by Musk here. He has many interests before Congress. Many commentators slam Stein for the comment, hitting him for the idea of a journalist being afraid to criticize members of Congress, as well as doing the government's bidding and seeming to root for Musk to face consequences for his tweet. National Review's Charles C.W. Cook tweeted, "You're a journalist. Maybe reject this premise." The Washington Times Pentagon reporter Mike Glenn tweeted, "According to Sam Stein, one mustn't criticize politicians if they know what's good for them. Spoken like a true servant." Nothing to see here. Just an MSNBC hack doing the nice company you got there, Elon Musk. Shame if Congress did something about it. Club for Growth Senator Analyst. Club for Growth Senior Analyst Andrew Follett wrote. Contributing editor at The Spectator, Stephen L. Miller wrote, "Don't make fun of us on Twitter or we'll subpoena you and destroy your company." Probably doesn't play as well as you guys think. Other Twitter users slam Stein from another angle, suggesting that liberals and those allied with the Democrats do not fear equivalent retribution for criticizing Republican politicians. Well, duh. I'm sure the reason you find this risky and why such a risk does not exist in attacking Republicans, Town Hall. Well, I'm sure there is a reason you find this risky and why such a risk does not exist for attacking Republicans. Conservative media commentator Kyle Becker wrote a very similar observation of unequal consequences, quote, "Except if it's Republicans that your network attacks 24/7, 365 days a year. Am I right?" And then you see Glenn Greenwald replying, "Here's Senator Markey demanding tech companies censor in accordance with his political views, all in the context of his party threatening social media companies with legal and regulatory reprisals if they fail to obey their censorship orders. Classic tyranny." And it continues now. And this is the stuff that Elon is going to have to deal with. This is the stuff, though, that, I think really drives home why he had to take it private. Because as a public company, many of the things and decisions that he does is out there for the public to consume. And they do as such. But when it's a private company, and once he's, and the thing is, once he is, how do I say this? Once he has gotten rid of all the rot, all the people that were leaking things, because that's what he's doing. He's going through Slack. He's going through personal Twitter accounts. He's finding all these people that will leak things, okay? You don't see a lot of stuff leaking out of Tesla, do you? Or SpaceX. No, nobody does. I can't even get an email response on when my Starlink dish will be here, and I ordered it months ago. So you have a situation where once he does that, they're going to be in the dark about a lot of the ongoings at Twitter, the way the algorithm works, all this kind of stuff. Suddenly, you're going to see Democrats very interested. Politico silent as media watchdogs sound off on editor warning Elon Musk against blasting Democrats. Molly Hemingway claimed that corporate media has long helped government bully and threaten Americans. Politico editor and MSNBC contributor Sam Stein was flamed for warning Elon Musk against criticizing Democrat politicians, and now prominent media voices are sounding off on the widely discussed Twitter exchange. On Friday, we all know what Markey said. Of course, Musk responded. Soon after, Stein tweeted at Musk and jumped into the conversation by warning him that it was risky to publicly go after a sitting member of Congress. Again, just making fun of him is all he did. The tweet from Stein has prompted intense backlash, with many wondering whether the journalist was afraid to criticize the politician or worse, actively rooting for Musk to face consequences for chiding the government. Stein and Politico have not returned requests for comment. The Federalist editor-in-chief and Fox News contributor Molly Hemingway told Fox News Digital that Stein's warning to Musk served as an example of how corporate media figures frequently help powerful government elites threaten Americans. 100% agree with this. Quote, "Corporate media like to think of themselves as speaking truth to power, but they're nearly always speaking power to truth. It's helping powerful interests, including Democratic senators and the CIA, to bully and threaten Americans who fail to toe the left's preferred line. Journalists are supposed to do their work without fear or favor, and Stein's tweet to Musk could be an indication that the atmosphere at Politico is a bit chilled. According to DePaul University journalism professor Jeffrey McCall, journalists absolutely must challenge powerful political establishments, or they aren't serving their watchdog role as surrogates for the public. Congress can well abuse its power by threatening investigations or regulatory harassment of journalists, but if that happens, all journalists should call it out and simply not warn each other to lay low so as to avoid the pushback." This is the thing. This is why, I have such the disdain that I do for modern journalism. It's quite frankly, they are a tool of the establishment. They are never. When's the last article you saw? CNN criticize the sitting president, criticize any of these hacks on Twitter with their blue check marks. Okay. In the discussion with Fox News Digital, conservative Seattle talk show host Jason Rantz said that he could not stand Stein and referred to the news site to a tweet ripping into a liberal journalist. Quote, "One thing we ought to be grateful for, Twitter has helped expose left-wing partisan hacks who masquerade as journalists." Fox News Digital reached out to Poitner and Columbia Journalism Review for comment, but did not hear back. Joe Concha, a Fox News contributor and media politics columnist for The Hill, questioned whether Stein would have made a similar comment if it were a Senate Republican rather than Democrat. Ask yourself this: would Sam Stein be warning Elon Musk against defending a Senate Republican if the shoe was on the other foot? Of course not. Rhetorical question, Concha said. And this isn't some blogger. It's the managing editor for politics for a company that bills itself as an objective publication, Politico. Last week, Musk wrote that the media elite would do anything in its power to prevent Twitter from elevating citizen journalism. Musk's tweet to his 115 million followers quickly prompted outrage from prominent media figures, including Vox, took money from FTX, Politico magazines, and a journalist with bylines from the Washington Post, Vice, and more, all left-leaning. Citizen crowdsourced journalism is the future, and they know it, and they know they're being replaced. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do click that red subscribe button down below. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.